got a new knife.
So you've got yourself a new bush knife, I see, Billy.
Who's Billy? Wait.
Aren't you that mysterious voice from the last century's film reels?
It's great. I'm a big fan. But yeah, this is quite a classic. It's a Groman Canadian belt knife, a 65 anniversary edition. It's a really nice knife.
Well, isn't that grand? A new knife can turn you gay straight away. The legendary wilderness guild instructor Morris Kahansky often stated that a good knife was the fundamental tool for wilderness living. There's just so much one can do with a knife.
That's absolutely right. It can be used to replace other tools. Why bring tent stakes when you can make them? Why bring a mallet when you can make a baton?
And why bring a trowel when you can carve a digging stick? Now, if you'll excuse me.
It's also instrumental when it comes to making fire from natural materials. The thing is a beast. Now you don't have to carry a camp stove with its fuel system and all that. It's just amazing. And that's just for comfort. The things you can do when you only have a knife in a survival situation are incredible.
And having the right skills with your knife is going to pull you out of a survival situation without a doubt. But not having those skills can result in putting you in a survival situation because you couldn't practice the core skill of knife mastery, safety. And your mother, oh, she would be very upset with the results of your negligence, to varying degrees.
Oh, editor. I think you went too far.
Oh, nonsense. While dank, dear boy, that reaction is accurate. And you have experience, don't you? Tell them.
Well, I do. I hurt myself badly once while on an off-trail solo hike.
Which brings me to a really crucial point. Understand the basics of stopping a bleed. Take a course, even if it's an online course, and have the right equipment to treat any injuries. It did save my life one time, and it definitely could save your life or someone else's life nearby, especially when working with sharp tools, which could easily cut through skin.
If you can't stop a bleed, you will die. Now, did you know that playing these videos at 50% speed makes people sound drunk? Now that is funny.
The first pillar of knife safety doesn't even have to do with the knife itself. It's all about the sheath, and this is going to be a pattern.
Make sure you have a good quality sheath. Do not cheap out on it. Leather, Kydex, plastic, whatever. As long as you can easily remove and return the knife to the sheath without it being easy for the knife to fall out of the sheath. It shouldn't break easily either, but with that, you will do just right. Too tight is dangerous, so make sure you break in the sheath before you head out.
The next one I learned from Patrick Rollins. He's one of the lead instructors over at Randall's Adventure and Training in Alabama. He taught me both survival and bushcraft.
Patrick teaches that if there's a knife in your hand, you are giving whatever you are doing with it your undivided attention. As soon as something divides your attention, even if it's a pretty bird that you want to look at, which tends to happen in my case, I like looking at birds, at the very least, stop what you're doing until you can focus on it again. And if you gotta deal with something, put the knife back in the sheath. Don't walk around with it.
Which brings us to number 3. If you're not using your knife, be it for 20 seconds or 20 minutes, it must be stored in that good quality sheath you are already carrying, with some very rare exceptions. A hint, if you can't think of a good exception, then you do not have one. Now, stabbing the tip into a trunk or the dirt, which is already a bad idea because it kills your edge, might feel cool. But trust me, like the engine in a muscle car, that is not going to impress the ladies or the gentlemen. Just put it back in your sheath. Be safe. That makes you cool. Being stupid gets you stupid experiences.
That clip is never not funny. Now, when using your knife, try tracing your strokes in the direction you're applying force before you start working. You might be surprised to find that if you miss one of those branches you're hacking, you'll cut your leg. So get it out of the way. Even worse, one of your buddies could be within arm's reach of you. The Boy Scouts have a badge of shame called the Blood Circle Badge.
That's not a Boy Scout badge.
Shut up.
You get it when you cut a friend of yours. Don't ask me how I got mine.
Abigail, you're in my blood circle. Fine.
It's a bad badge to have. The same rule goes for when you're working within your hands. It's not just swinging the knife. Watch your knife's edge when you're chamfering the head of that steak. It's gonna lead you to digging the edge into your hand, or that hole you're trying to drill is gonna go straight through your thigh and cut your femoral artery, which is pretty much a death sentence. Whatever you do, never work on or inside your thighs. They call this the triangle of death for a reason. It's very serious, and really, for the most part, you generally want to avoid any cuts where the edge faces any part of your body. Ensure your backstop is reliable and you're not going to cut through it, and also consider using your workpiece around your knife instead of your knife around your workpiece. You can do this just by leaning your knife on something sturdy and, well, letting its sturdiness take care of the rest. There are many holds that you can use where the edge does face your body, and they're actually a lot safer than some alternatives, but those are advanced techniques for an advanced knife safety video. But it really goes back to the tracing. If you can trace something and it doesn't cut you, it's probably a safe cut. There's a chance we're gonna look at those in the future, so you'll have to subscribe and swaffle the bell because I haven't made that video yet. So now that we're here, swaffle the like button from behind, please. You'll thank me because it's gonna give you an extra inch.
Finally, last but not least, make sure that you use good quality tools. You keep them in good shape and that they are the right tools for the right job. Use common sense and the right tool. A knife is not a machete. It is a precision tool. Of course, you can hack and chop with the right handle geometry. That is why I really enjoy having a bird head at the butt for added security and a firm grip. But knowing the limits of your knife is the safe thing to do. It will prevent accidents and avoid tool failure, both of which can result in you or others getting hurt.
And that's it. Remember, keep your tool sharp. That way, the edge does most of the work for you. Keep it shaving sharp. That way, you can also shave in a pinch. That way, the edge does most of the work for you, and you can focus on just controlling the knife. These are just 5 basic knife safety rules that I value greatly, but there's so much to add to the discussion, especially from other creators. Watch other people's videos. Let me know things that you think I missed out on or overlooked in the comments. Take care, love yourself, and don't forget to answer the riddle in the description. I'm out.